The time has arrived for the 817. My prediction is obviously 162-0. Duh. And then you sweep through the playoffs. Fair enough. I have a feeling we will be getting a lot of those, but it's time for your official prediction for the Rangers record, playoff fate, and whatever else you want to throw out there. Remember, G-Bag Nation out at the ballpark starting at 2 o'clock when the gates open, by the way. All coverage for the pregame festivities and the game itself will start at 6 o'clock right here on 105.3 The Fan. Gentlemen, would you like to hit the text first, or would you like to give your own predictions?
I think we should start with Mike because he's been crying all morning.
Split it too.
Yeah.
Go Mike, text Mike. Us. Mike can go twice.
Yeah.
Okay. He might have a different view after that.
That is a bold idea for how this.
Yeah, maybe Mike hears the text and he's like, you know what? I've changed my mind.
Yeah.
One more win last year, and the Rangers would have won the division. I don't know if that would have been good or not.
Are you crying right now?
No.
Okay.
Actually, that would change it.
But I'm going to go with 91 and 71.
Okay.
I'm going to go one win better than last year, and that wins the division. So that's where I'm going with this. Do you want me to stop there and then start passing the ball?
Yeah, let's pass the ball. Because Derek wants it to go back to you plenty of times anyway, so I appreciate that. I will read some of the full text from the 469. Optimistic World Series. Realistic ALCS. I still think that's great. You're going to go into a season when you're like, I realistically think we can go to the ALCS. From the 682, 98 and 64. Rangers win the division, then the Mariners and the Astros miss the playoffs. Evan Carter wins Rookie of the Year, and we win the World Series. Well, hell yeah to all of that. Derek?
I feel like this is like semi-pro. You're going to bounce past it to me.
I think it goes around. I think you pass it. We're like the Harlem Globetrotters. You'll pass it to Corey next.
I'm going to say that the Rangers get 94 to 95 wins. They will win the division.
Okay.
And I think the thing that's going to be crazy, Houston does not get in second. Seattle gets into second, puts the pressure on them. I think there's some key things that happen with the Astros that just don't go very well. But I think it's really, if we want this to happen, I'm going to keep repeating myself, it's going to come down to the pitching because we know we have the offense.
I love it. I love it. From the
2106, I'm sitting here having a hot dog at Sonic, thinking about that time you guys were talking about sucking on chili dogs. Have a great day. Go Rangers.
A chili dog is a great way to celebrate opening day.
You're damn right it is. And from the 214, I'm delivering flowers to Mike's wife's office right now.
Oh! Did you get your wife flowers?
Did you do that?
So today is Doctor's Day.
Oh, nice. I did not know that.
And she's a doctor.
Is that why you put your glasses on to kind of look like a doctor?
Yeah, doctors don't have good eyes. What do you think surgeons are? You think, oh man, I can't see. Just slice there.
You trust in a surgeon that has glasses on, though?
Yeah, does Meister wear glasses?
I don't know. I'm passed out when he does the surgery.
But you've seen him before when you weren't, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean.
Obviously,
he could change. You have to look in there. You got to look into the wound. So
Meister might have not even been there for your surgery.
Might not have. I wouldn't even know.
So you did send your wife flowers?
No.
Together.
Okay.
Yeah, with all the sick kids.
With Beth's husband.
All the sick kids pooled their money.
Yeah.
Dr. Key's husband.
Yes. Dr. Beth is awesome.
Cracking their piggy banks open. Here you go, Mr. Mike.
That's great. Now, what about this fee for your appointment? From the 940, 94 and 68, and at least in the ALC championship game from the 940, 97 wins because Will Smith isn't here to blow leads anymore. I will tell you this.
Interesting.
I know the second half of the season was rough. He was your rock in the first half of the season. If you didn't have him, holy crap.
That's what people need to understand is you take these shots at these guys, and all of a sudden, it's like you forgot that they helped you get to where you were. It's a team game. Yeah, he might not have had the best second half or whatever, but if you don't have his first half, like you said, you ain't dancing where you are.
I agree. Corey?
105.3 wins.
You get oh, yeah, okay. Cool.
All right.
Well
What's
done.
the corresponding loss?
How do you get a 0.3 win?
100 and... Hold on. Yeah, 100.
You need 0.7.
Yeah.
I'll allow it if you can tell me the corresponding loss.
56.7 wins.
That is correct! I am really proud of you
There's
right
no
now.
station that's 56.7.
Good.
Might be.
Good. We
Go
don't need
down to
them.
the 8. It's like the high 80s, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Corey,
105.3 wins
56.7
because
losses.
their favorite station is 105.3 The Fan.
Would you accept
Despite
105 or
despite
would
what
you
TV
feel
thinks.
disappointed?
Huh?
That's true. Man, that is true. Would you accept 105 or would that be disappointing?
I'll take 105's fine. I'll take that. I actually feel about 98. I'll be very serious.
Okay.
98 is
have a
kind of what I'm
fever.
feeling. A lot of people are, and Derek, I really, you're dead on with the pitching thought. With it's
Sorry.
going to come down. No, you're right, and that's what I think. Chris Young's frustrated because he's like, I got to add more. I need more. I know where my pitching is, but he wants to do that. But I think they're going to be able to cobble it together for the first half, and then again probably make another move at midseason, and maybe Lorenzen turns out. Maybe he does have a Texas-sized chip on his shoulder, and he goes after it, and the Rangers benefit heavily from that.
I think you're right. The thing is, you can never have enough depth, and I feel like we're putting too much pressure on these guys that are coming back. We're really putting a lot on Scherzer to come back and be Scherzer. DeGrom, I mean, I'm sorry.
Don't you think Scherzer is doing that to himself? Oh,
That's just how he is.
Scherzer is
Yeah.
Scherzer, yeah.
That's fine, but I'm just saying from the outside. Of
Okay.
course, that's how he is. He's a bulldog. I know he's the guy for sure. He's a Hall of Famer, no doubt. The other one, DeGrom, coming. I'm sorry, I don't see him coming back this year. It's just the person. It's his second Tommy John. You've got so much money invested in him. You cannot rush him. If you do see him back, it's going to be a September at the most. And then I forget the other guy's name right now, but
Malley.
Okay, coming back from Tommy John, this is the one thing I always want to put out there too. It's the same thing even with DeGrom. These guys aren't going to come back and necessarily be what they were. It takes a minute. I would say sometimes it'll take until next year that you get to see the true form of those guys and getting back to the rarity of what they were before. So I feel like we've got too much expectations on those guys that we should have gone out, and we still can go out and get some other guys to fill in as depth and take care of our rotation just so we're prepared, because it's very rare that you see a full rotation stay a full rotation for a full year.
Absolutely.
So expect, and I hate saying that because I don't. I hope everybody goes out and wins and does everything they're supposed to do, but expect some injuries at some point.
I'm going to go 92 and 70, which also has them in the playoffs, which
Hater.
Was that one more than Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Wow. You're always trying to
Price
one up
is Right
Mike, aren't
rules
you?
right
that's
there.
what I had it written
Wow.
down, but you still
Mike's like,
called
my
me a
wife's a
hater.
doctor, and you're like, your wife is my kid's doctor.
Yeah.
She is.
Always trying to
Wow.
one up Mike.
She's a great pediatrician. Oak Cliff Pediatrics. I love them. From the 903, 99 and 63. We'll lose the last game of the season because it won't matter to get to 100 wins. Evaldi wins the Cy Young. The thing that would be amazing about that is this is a franchise that has never had a Cy Young winner. You've had great pitchers here. You've had second place finishes from Fergie, from Darvish, but the Texas Rangers have never had a Cy Young award winner like playing for
They're biased
them
against
that
Texas.
season. What's that?
They're biased against Texas. They don't like us.
You might be right.
I mean, think about it. We don't really get talked about on any. We're the defending champs, and it's like we're not getting as much love as we should.
That's you make a fair point.
I'm just saying.
From the 325, 86 and 76, barely missing the playoffs. Just too many questions and concerns for me about their pitching. From the 817, 160 and 2. You got to have a little faith, baby. All right, Mike, where do they go in the playoffs? You're going 91 and 71. I'm assuming that gets them in the playoffs.
I hope I'm wrong. ALCS and Baltimore wins the ALCS. That's where I'm at. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm right on winning the division. I'll take my chances. But I think Baltimore, in the next 3 years, they're going to be one of the champs of Major League Baseball. And maybe it's not even this year because I'm going to have Atlanta beating Baltimore in the World Series. So I know you maybe didn't want me to go that far.
That's fine.
But I know we're running out of time here. I do think Wyatt Langford wins Rookie of the Year. I think Evan Carter finishes second in Rookie of the Year. So I do think you have that going for you. I think at 91 and 71, I think that Corey Seager finishes top 3 again in MVP. Maybe he gets it. Maybe he deserves to get an MVP if you have 2 World Series MVPs. I do think it's going to be a very tight race. I don't think anybody is going to run away with the MVPs in both leagues this year. So I think that Corey Seager has a legitimate chance to win MVP. I think Wyatt Langford edges out Evan Carter for Rookie of the Year, and I do think Wyatt Langford does finish somewhere between like 5th and 8th in MVP too.
I think I hate to say this, but I think it's division series. We lose it there. Bochy won all of his World Series in the American League and the National League. Won all of his World Series in the even years in the National League. He's going to do the odds here, so I think this is just a year we just, hey, you know what? We got to the playoffs. Great year. We'll see you in the World Series the next year.
Corey?
I think the Rangers at 105.3 wins.
I love it.
Finished second in the division.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. I know, but the Astros are like, you know what? We got to keep pace. However, still not good enough in the playoffs as the Rangers get 4 road games in Houston. And the Astros still can't hit because of the batter's eye there. They're like, we don't know how to hit because our batter's eye still stinks. So Rangers take that one, go on to the World Series where they defeat the Dodgers. And because Ohtani was pulled because he was actually convicted for gambling.
Oh, my God.
And so then the Rangers beat the Dodgers. Bochy finally gets what Kevin didn't want him to have, is the Manager of the Year award. Kevin kept saying he can't win it.
I just said he wouldn't, and he didn't. He was second.
You felt so good being right about that one. You were like, see, I told you, Corey.
That actually is a personality flaw.
And then what else am I voting for here?
No, that's good.
Right.
You said they won the World Series.
Seager MVP. Adolis gets World Series MVP this time.
From the 817, 92 wins. Dane Dunning takes a big step and makes the All-Star team. That would be awesome. From the 817, man, if Dane Dunning isn't going to be an All-Star, I think that means this season is going excellently.
I can't decide if I've already put too much on Dane Dunning.
Sure.
Like, I don't think he's feeling it, but I'm like, I've decided that that's my dude, and I saw some things that I was like, man, he can build on that. He can definitely build on what he did last year, and I really hope he does this year. But I can't decide if I've already put too much pressure on that.
He competes.
He does.
He goes out there every single day when he gets the ball, and he competes every single time.
From the 817, 93 wins, winning the division, going back-to-back. There's a lot of optimism here. From the 972, 99 and 63, win the division, and then they two-peat after another big trade at the deadline.
Baby.
From the 469, Rangers and Orioles are both 92 and 70. I'm going to kind of follow your path, and I know this is going to get me crushed as not being optimistic. I have them losing to the Orioles in the divisional series.
Okay.
That's what I was predicting too. And I'm with Mike too. I think it's going to be the Baltimore Orioles and the Atlanta Braves in the World Series.
Well, don't forget.
I think also with Baltimore's new ownership, they are going to go pretty strong in July to make the couple moves that you might need to make. Like they'll get that closer if they need it, because their closer got hurt at the end of last year. They still have a really good reliever too that can close for him. But I think Baltimore's ownership is going to be all in during the trade deadline.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that part. I think that's a huge thing because they're going to want to make an imprint on who they are as owners. But don't forget my prediction, Derek, that the young players on that team, they 3J themselves, just like the Mavericks back in the day, and they all find one girl that they're all trying to connect with, and then it breaks the team up. So that's my prediction for Baltimore.
I could see them going and getting Monty too. If the Diamondbacks struggle, that's where he
What
ends
a
up.
fascinating turn of events that would be.
Takes them to a
Who do you
World
think
Series.
has a better chance of getting traded, Monty or Blake Snell?
Snell.
Snell, 100%.
That's what I think with that too.
That team's
The other thing too is I'm wondering if Dylan Cease gets traded at the deadline.
that could be too.
The 817, damn it, Kevin, just go to Baltimore radio, why don't you? From the 972,
we're
is this
supposed
the
to
home
do
of
30
the
seconds on
Baltimore Orioles?
Baltimore. We did it.
Oh, we did do our 30
That was
seconds on
once a
Baltimore.
week. We already covered that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was yesterday.
Well, we'll use that one for next week.